Hey everybody, so a few weeks ago we went to our first RV rally and we want to share a little bit about that with you guys, so stick around. We're at the Escapees Escapade 2019 here in Tucson, Arizona. We'll show you just a little bit outside the campground we're at right here. Nice weather so far. Little mountain range. Say hi, boys.
Hi.
So here's our campground for the week. Still see there's people coming in. It's not full yet. I'm sure there's plenty more campers coming in for the week. It's Saturday and it starts tomorrow afternoon. So we got a little bit of time still before it starts. We're going to show you around a little bit.
Come on!
Down the bottom. John Lupton. John Lupton.
So a couple of weeks ago, we went to our first RV rally. It was an Escapade rally, the 59th in Tucson, Arizona. So you may ask yourself, what is Escapees? Escapees is a resource for RVers, whether you're full-time, part-time, or weekenders. They offer lots of things such as mail service, which is what we use them for. And also they have boot camps for if you need to know anything about RVing. What other things do they offer?
Like she said, they offer these rallies that have tons of seminars and things going on at the rallies. A lot of information for people that RV, like Michelle said, full-time, part-time, or just vacationers or weekenders. One of the other things I think that they offer that sticks out too is the way safety. I don't remember exactly what they call it, but if you go to one of their locations, they can set you up to get your camper weighed and your truck or your rig, whatever you pull, or Class A or whatever it is. You can get that weighed and see your numbers on that, and they can identify issues if there are, if you're overweight here or there, and give you tips and pointers on how to fix that and travel safely. Another thing we've used, like Michelle said, the mail service is wonderful, and part of the mail service too that we use, which we're full time, is they were a great resource for how to transfer our residency from the state we lived in to the new state we were going to reside in for all of our mail and everything, just to have our address, residential address, so to speak.
Yes, we knew what documentation we needed, and also even when we were in Livingston, Texas, which is where we went to, they also gave us pointers on, go here first, make sure you have these documents, and the lady in the office really helped us out a lot with that.
Yeah, they had a lot of great resources for how to register your vehicle, get your license moved over to the state you're going to, and all that. So they're a huge help in that regards. So that's Escapees. You can look them up online and find out more about the RV Club. And the Escapade is their rally. It's usually a week-long rally somewhere in the country. This one was in Tucson, Arizona this year at the Pima County Fairgrounds. Really nice fairgrounds. I believe they said on one of the last days in one of our announcement times it was over
980
RVers, yeah, campers, rigs, over 980 rigs for that week at the Escapade. So that is a lot of rigs in one place. But it was really neat to see that, and it was our first rally, so it was pretty cool to be there. and to see that. Unfortunately, we really didn't get a whole lot of footage. I didn't walk around with the camera a whole lot. I videoed here and there, and we took some pictures. Um, I kind of kicked myself. I volunteered one night to drive the golf carts, do the transportation, because you can sign up to volunteer at certain times during the rally, and I did that and just drove people around in the golf carts to get from one area to the other, and it's a really good thing they do for maybe older folks or people that have a hard time walking a pretty far distance, because some of the buildings and some of the activities were clear across the fairgrounds, and you can imagine 980 rigs. That's got to be a pretty awfully big place, and it was spread out. It was spread out pretty good, and getting those rides back and forth was really good, and a good thing that they do that. And I was like I said, fortunate to volunteer for that, but I didn't take any pictures or video when I was doing any of that. So we got a little bit of footage of it, but let's get into a little bit about the escapade and while we were there, some of the things that we experienced on campus there that week. So, like we said, there's a lot of seminars going on, workshops you can go to from all kinds of different information. Boondocking 101 seminars, seminars about solar, seminars about traveling to Alaska, just all kinds of seminars going on each day that you could go to, which were really good, and we went to some pretty informative seminars. They also had a market area for vendors to set up, and you could go buy things or talk to people, talk to different vendors about maybe if you're looking into solar. They had one of the solar companies were there that sold batteries, and you could go talk to them and get familiar with their product and get information, and then just all kinds of different vendors that were there. They also have their BOF area, which is Birds of a Feather. It's a escapees thing where it's actually a club inside the escapees club, and they have all different ones for whatever interests you. So if you're interested in photography, they have a BOF for that. Or if you're interested in knitting, geocaching. Or if you're interested in knitting, they have a BOF for that, to find people that have similar interests.
Some of them were like area related too.
Yeah, they had BOFs for different parts of the country, and maybe either certain cities or just certain areas that they kind of meet together, kind of like a chapter thing. That I've seen other clubs have chapter or whatever in this city. Is kind of how that works a little bit too, and just this is just our information. This may not be 100% correct on how they do things. This is kind of what we learned on the fly while we were there that week. We didn't do any homework or anything like that. So I mean, we're not gonna put in any kind of work to these videos or anything like that. We're just gonna tell you what we saw, and we'll move on. But so that's some of the things, and they also had what they called the Kids Capade. And Michelle's going to tell you a little bit about the Kids Capade.
So 2 days during the rally, for about, I think it was 2.5 hours, all of the kids that were there came together.
Well, they ate lunch there. Well, we packed their lunches, and they dropped off at like 8.
Yeah,
so.
It was like 8 to 1. So
Yeah.
sorry, it was a little bit longer. But all of the kids would get together and play, just hang out. I believe they made some type of craft.
Yeah, they had
one
some
day.
organized activities for them to do while they were there.
And so they just hung out. Yeah, and like Jason said, they ate lunch together. And those 2 days, it did allow Jason and I to go to a couple of rallies where we didn't have to tag the kids along with us. But with them being in the camper full time, not always around children, it gave them that ability to hang out with the other kids, and that actually transcended to the rest of the week, where we were kind of the hangout place for a couple of the kids during the week, where they would play, outside the camper, and we were actually stationed in like a field with a lot of grass. We were good to actually have a good grassy area there in Tucson. And they would play, there was darts. We had to go around and pick up darts
Nerf
from
gun
Nerf gun
darts.
darts
Yeah.
before we left. So
Not real darts. We don't give
yeah,
our kids real
sorry.
darts to throw at each
Yeah,
other.
the foam darts.
Not yet.
But you know, there was probably about 5 or 6 kids that, you know, every day they were playing. So I know the boys really enjoyed that aspect of it, being able to play. So
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things we took out of actually going to the rally. As good as the seminars were, and as great as I can't say enough about the organization of what Escapees did for that week. It was amazing to have 900 plus rigs there, mainly all volunteer people that are helping park these, park the rigs and showing people where to go, and registration and everything that was done. The people that did the announcements and the door prizes and all that, all volunteers. So it was amazing the organization they had, and it was very well put together. I was really impressed. But even over all of that, I think one of the great things we took out of it was just some of the other RVers we met. We got to meet and hang out. Even with all the seminars and things going and the schedule, and you're so busy each day, there was still plenty of time in the schedule where we had a happy hour time and things like that during each day to be able to just hang out with some folks. The Escapers were also a part of that, which is a subgroup of the Escapees Club. It is mainly for people that full time, and they work full time also, so they're not retirees or anything like that mostly. And then the area we stayed in, we got to meet quite a few families, and just to see how helpful people are, even, just strangers. Had a gentleman that I much appreciate come over and look at some electrical issues we were working on, and we got to meet him and his wife and talk to them for a while, which was great to meet them. And then another family that was there that we got to hang out with some, and it was just good to be able to meet other people at the rally. So I think that's a lot of what the rallies are about, is just meeting other travelers and getting to connect with them, and swapping information, and maybe seeing them down the road somewhere again, and just helping out where you can with either advice or actually physical help fixing things. And you can really learn a lot just by living a week in that one particular spot all together with other families doing the same thing, and watching what they do or hearing and talking to them about what they do. You can learn a lot from them. So, and I think it gives you a little bit more confidence in what you're trying to do, and not seem so crazy to you. You got people out there with a lot larger families than ours, even, that have been doing this for 4 and 5 years, and they enjoy it and they love it, getting to travel. So it was really impressive to me. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you ever get a chance to go to an Escapees rally, for sure, and I'm sure there's other rallies. We're going to try out another rally that we're signed up for, which is our Grand Design rally. We are Grand Design owners, so we're going to go to a Grand Design rally this coming October, and Washington, D.C. of all places, or right outside of Washington, D.C. is where we signed up. They got rallies all over the country. But that just worked with our schedule the best. We're going to be going up the East Coast this summer and coming back down. So that was a good fit for us on our schedule. So we look forward to that. Exciting time for us to go to that rally too. So if you ever get a chance to go to a rally, I strongly suggest to at least try at least one of them out, and see what you think about it. There's a lot of good information, a lot of great people that you get to meet that have a lot of great people you get to meet that are like-minded. So, anything else you'd like to add? Does that about wrap it up for us on our first rally?
Sure.
Tucson was a beautiful place.
Yeah.
We had wonderful weather the whole week. Windows open, I think, night and day. 70, 80 degrees. We're from the southeast, so we just love it when we get somewhere and there's no humidity. So it was great, lovely weather. We even worked some too, and then take the whole week off. We even worked while we were there some too. We got to do that still, and enjoy the week together with all of our escapee families and the escapers. So it was a great first rally for us. I think it really set the bar high as far as rallies are concerned. We'll see when we get to our Grand Design rally what that's going to be like. But the escapees 59th escapade really did set the bar high, and we look forward to the 60th escapade, which is going to be in Wyoming, I believe. I don't remember the town, but here again, we don't look things up and do any research. But I think it's in Wyoming.
It's in Wyoming.
In June, I believe. But
Rocky
so
something.
I'm not even going to try. I don't know where it is in Wyoming. Look it up. Go to their website and look it up. But I think it's in June, and we definitely plan to be there too. And
Not June of 2019, June of 2020.
oh yeah, that's probably a good thing to mention. Yeah, next year,
June
next
of
year's
2020.
escapade, June 2020, in Wyoming. Be there. So yeah, I guess that about wraps up our.
Well, one other thing to note is that the CEO or whatever that there's about 5 or so individuals that actually run, escapees that were there throughout the whole rally.
Yeah, I think they had the president and vice president. I think that they're a husband and wife, and they also had I think it was the CEO guy, and,
who's also their lawyer.
Is the lawyer guy, and they do a lot of advocating for full-time travelers too, RVers, on a I guess a political level. So they do some advocating for that too, which I cannot speak of because here again we don't do any research on that type of stuff. So we're gonna leave that alone. But they were there supporting the escapade, and I'm pretty sure I saw them.
Every day.
I know. Yeah, I know. I saw. I can't remember their names either. They're nice folks. But the president and the vice president, him and his wife they were there every day, and they were at the happy hours. They were hanging out with people and just enjoying the time there too. So really good group, really good club to be a part of. I can't say enough good things about being part of the Escapees Club and the Escapers. So look them up if you haven't already, and join and be a part of that. A lot of great resources for RVers and full-time travelers for sure. So I think that about wraps up our time on our first rally. So we thank you guys for watching, and if you wouldn't mind, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell to alert you of the new videos whenever they come out. So we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.